My guests joining me right now are proper scouts, and they're here to tell us about the Scouts Kontiki that's taking place from the 24th till the 26th of March. It is Western Cape's biggest scouting event. It'll be taking place at Zandvlei Sea Scout Base, inviting over 500 scouts under the age of 18 to compete in a series of challenges. And joining us in studio this morning, we have the organizer of the event, Robbie Owen, as well as participant scouts Tahira Abrams, as well as Stuart Vidal Hall. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, guys. How are you?
Well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So, Robbie, let me start off with you first as the organizer of the event, the overseer of all of the challenges and the activities. What is being a scout all about, and why do you think it's still relevant today?
Well, scouting is great fun. That's what it boils down to. Scouting teaches leadership, it teaches independence, it teaches how to work within a team. Mm-hmm. It's the world's largest youth organisation, youth movement, that teaches all of these things, and I still think that it's relevant today because it builds the country's next leaders. Absolutely,
and it's an organisation and a movement with a long-standing tradition. This is the 39th edition of the event, I understand, and scouts and guides will have one of the biggest challenges, I guess, as part of it is 13 hours to build a raft using, what is it, gum poles, barrels and rope. Tell me more about that.
Well, they've got to build a raft 8 metres by 4 metres big. They build a hut on top of that. They're they're not allowed to use any ropes, any nails, any screws. Everything has to be tied together with rope. We then put them out on the water for 24 hours. While they're on the water, we set them challenges. We set them a 3-course meal that they have to make. We give them spare time activities where they have pioneering projects and craft activities. And while all of this is happening, we have the land competition where we have volleyball competitions, we have kneeboarding races, we have cross-country events, and we have just under 1,000 participants this year.
Oh my goodness, that's extraordinary. I think like after all of these challenges and building rafts and whatnot, they can probably put you on Mars and you'll be fine. Stuart, and I understand that you were part of the team that won the Scouts Kontiki last year, and you've also been a scout for the past 8 years, right? What are some of the most interesting things that you've learned while being a scout?
Wow, it's a very difficult question to answer. There's so many things. It's very difficult to express in a few words how much I've learned in scouting. It's been an 8-year journey, and it's very difficult to take out what I've learned, but it's just so many things like leadership, learning to cope with different situations. Staying on a raft for 24 hours is not something you do anywhere else except in scouting. And it's just learning to cope in situations you wouldn't get anywhere else. And it's like a sandbox that prepares you for the real world.
A sandbox that prepares you for the real... Put that in your tweet. All right. Tahira, what have you got there? I think you're going to explain to us exactly how you go about building these rafts that are meant to last in the water for 24 hours.
So this is a model of the raft that we're going to be building
this weekend. So it's not the actual raft?
No,
okay, it's a lot okay.
It's a lot bigger. So we, like Robbie said, we stay on it for 24 hours. It's a long process, building the raft. We have to use... well, no nails and easy things. We have to tie every knot ourselves and keep it afloat.
Where do you even start building a raft? Take me through the process.
Okay, so we start with the base, which is here, and we have badgels that keep us afloat.
Yes.
After the base, we put on our floorboards, which are also tied on with rope, and then we build our hut on top. Mm-hmm. And this is basically our house for 24 hours.
What knots do you use to tie which parts together?
So there are different types of knots that we learn in scouting. So at the bottom we use mainly square lashings, which are the type of knot you learn in scouts.
Of course, of course.
And you kind of do square lashings all the way through.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're going to give me a brief little synopsis on all the different kinds of knots as we go to the news right now. But thank you very, very much for being here. Enjoy the event and may you have great success for this 39th edition of the Scouts Kontiki. Thank you very much, guys. Right now, let's head on over to Ewan. Ewan, do you know what a square lashing knot is?